Good morning, everyone, and happy homecoming. Yay! Thank you. Many of you have probably heard me say that several times over the last 2 days, but there is simply no better way to describe this weekend than with a very happy homecoming. For those of you who I have not yet had the chance to meet, my name is Katie Kraus. I'm a 2011 graduate, and I now have the honor and privilege of working with all of you as the Director for Alumni Engagement. And I am so very glad to be here on this absolutely perfect, beautiful, sunny fall day to recognize our 2023 Alumni Award recipients. Being an alumna of the University of Dubuque, I am especially honored to be here today with all of you in this place that we hold so very near and dear to our hearts. For me personally, this award ceremony is especially fun as I have had the privilege of working with a few of today's honorees on event committees and reunion committees, and not only here on campus, but around the country. And for those of you who I have just officially met in the last 24 hours, it's been great to get to know you, and I am so excited to celebrate this day with you and your families. I honestly don't know how it's possible, but this is my 10th homecoming that I have had the honor of serving the University of Dubuque. This weekend is truly special for all of us that are here on campus, and we truly look forward to it. Every year in the days following homecoming, my colleagues and I say, wow, that truly was the best homecoming yet. And I have a feeling that we will be saying that again after today. And that is because of all of you. So once again, Spartans, thank you for being here. Thank you for coming home. It is my honor to be here today to recognize some truly amazing members of our Spartan family. I would now like to welcome Reverend Jim Gunn forward for a blessing.
It's great to be here, great to see all of you. It's great to be here together, and if you would, please join me in prayer. Let's pray. Almighty and loving God, our refuge and strength, I praise you for how the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, made a home among us so that the Holy Spirit could make a home in us. We give you thanks for how you desire to build us up into a dwelling place, a temple, so that among us, your people, your presence would be known. On this homecoming, we celebrate, and we are grateful for how our desire for a home has been met on this campus. Be with us, I pray, so that we who are on campus and alumni around the world would be so guided by your will, your grace, your mercy, that we become a provisional demonstration to others of what you intend and desire for all humanity. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Gunn. And now we will begin the awards ceremony. I welcome President Bullock forward to help in the awards presentation. Our first award for today is the Alumnus and Alumna of Distinction Award, which is given to Barb and Jack Smeltzer.
Barb Smeltzer graduated from the University of Dubuque in 1966 with a bachelor's degree in English. As a student, Barb was a member of the Gamma Phi Delta sorority, involved in CCIA, Young Republicans, and Associated Women Students. Barb received her master's degree in reading from Clark College in 1974 and earned her elementary school administration endorsement in 1985. Jack Smeltzer received his honorary degree from the University of Dubuque in 2002. Barb served as a dedicated elementary school teacher for the Dubuque Community School District for 21 years before returning to the University of Dubuque. Jack served in the U.S. Navy and then became an engineer at John Deere for 41 years before retiring. In 2000, Barb became the UD Campus Mom, a title she held for 20 years. During this time, Jack became known as the Campus Dad. Barb and Jack could often be found around campus dedicating their time to enhancing students' experiences at UD. Barb and Jack have opened their home to students on a regular basis, inviting them over for a home-cooked meal and to celebrate holidays. Barb was honored to be the first ever guest football coach, received UD Staff of the Year Award in 2010, and delivered the commencement address in 2018. Throughout her career, Barb was committed to education and was active with professional and volunteer organizations. As a trailblazer, she was the first woman to chair the Iowa Professional Teaching Practices Commission. Over the years, Jack has been actively involved in the community, holding leadership positions at the Dubuque Lions Club, Masonic organizations, Bethany Home Board of Directors, and has been elected to serve on the Dubuque County Board of Hospital Trustees for the past 30 years. Our campus mom and dad have made an important contribution in the lives of countless UD students, but their impact doesn't stop there. They have been and continue to be generous investors in student scholarships, the Sergeant Jeffrey B. Dodge Veterans Center, the renovation of the Smeltzer Dining Hall, and most recently, the Smeltzer Kelly Student Health Center, a facility that opened just as the global pandemic COVID-19 struck. Talk about timing and vision. Barb and Jack have been married for 56 years and reside in Dubuque, Iowa. Thank you, Barb and Jack, for your continued service to helping shape young lives and for your belief in this mission known as the University of Dubuque. We're grateful. Congratulations to our alumna and alumnus of distinction, Barb and Jack Smeltzer.
Jack and I both extend our heartfelt thanks for this award. We were most certainly surprised when we were informed of this honor. I want to share one little thing with you, though I don't think anyone probably is familiar with. I first enrolled at the University of Dubuque at the age of 7. Now, don't expect pearls of wisdom to come rolling toward you. I was not a child prodigy. I was not equipped to solve world problems. But my parents had decided that I needed to take piano lessons. And so once a week for 7 years, I attended the University of Dubuque's Academy of Music, which was on the corner of University Avenue and North Algona Street. Today it's a large apartment house owned by a private individual. Things really went pretty well, but along the way I decided I really wasn't meant to go to Juilliard. I really wasn't meant to do concert work. So in 1962, I actually did enroll as a student, as a freshman, right here at UD. I'd like to look at some changes, and some of you will remember some of the things that have changed in our alma mater over the years. I can only go back into the 1960s, I'm afraid. I'm sorry I'll miss things before that. I wasn't here then. But many of you may remember the Stacks, which was our library, and it was in the basement of Steffens Hall. Now, think about where it is today. We have a beautiful building on the corner of Grace Street and North Algona. What a difference. You can find the books without a lot of trouble. It's bright, it's light, it's wonderful. When you look at some of the other things that have changed, if you were a student here after 1960, which is what I can remember, who would ever have thought that our athletic facilities would have become what they are today? Who would have thought that we would have so many athletic teams in different sports? Would you ever have envisioned Grace Plaza? We don't have to worry about crossing there from one side of the street to the other anymore. The Heritage Center sets where we are today, and we're so fortunate to have it. Our aviation program and our center is well thought of, highly respected, an extremely good program. And not only do we have a top-notch nursing program today, we also have a physician's assistant program. The list could go on and on, thinking about what was, what wasn't, what is. But better than my telling you about it, be sure you get around campus and look at all the wonderful things that are out there. In 2000, some of you will remember, actually about 1997, there were crucial decisions which were made, which changed not only the physical structure of the campus, but the academics as well. Student needs became addressed in a new way, not only academic needs, but the health and well-being of students as well. Jack and I were very fortunate to have had the opportunity to be part of some of those changes. And with great pride, we say that after we became acutely aware of medical problems and counseling problems for students, we decided to make a major contribution to the construction of the Smeltzer Kelly Student Health Center. Over the years, we have gladly contributed to many other causes at the university. The help for students would be provided, both physical and counseling, and just plain someone being there. We've had the luxury over the years of seeing the benefits of those actions for students. So there are many, many good things that happen here. Excellent educations, helping young people move on in life to be able to cope with the many different things that are out there. At this point, I have to say I would be remiss if I did not mention the leadership, the care, and the compassion of our president, Jeffrey Bullock. His care for students has inspired many of them to be able to continue to move forward. His leadership has provided the many faculty and staff members to continue their best efforts and to make the university a stronger and better force for good relationships. It is that inspiration from Jeffrey that has helped guide Jack and me to this point in our desire to continue to help see the university move ahead. It's a place, again, that many of us are proud to call home, and it's a place where we hope many of you will send friends, children, and grandchildren someday. It is indeed a remarkable institution. Again, we thank everyone for this honor, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Okay, downward.
Congratulations, Barb and Jack. Our next award is the Professional Achievement Award, which is given to Tom Willoughby.
Tom Willoughby graduated from the University of Dubuque in 1972 with a bachelor's degree in psychology. During his time at UD, Tom was class president, was the chairperson of New Student Days, and was the Student Ambassador Association president. Tom also participated in musical organizations, intramurals, worked for the student radio station, and was a member of Mu Sigma Beta fraternity. After graduating from UD, Tom received his master's degree in guidance and counseling from Loras College in 1980. In 1974, Tom returned to the University of Dubuque to begin a career in admission and enrollment management, holding various positions in the Office of Admission. In 1984, he began working at Drake University as Vice President for Admission and Financial Aid for 20 years. Tom went on to become the Vice Chancellor at the University of Denver, and in 2017, he was awarded emeritus status by the University of Denver Board of Trustees. Before retiring in 2022, Tom served 4 years as the Senior Consultant for the Education Advisory Board. Throughout his career, Tom held many professional roles and served on numerous committees with a focus on higher education and financial planning, including serving as the President of the Iowa Association of College Admission Counselors. Tom has received several professional recognitions, including the Outstanding College Representative of the Year from the Iowa Association of Counseling and Development and the Distinguished Service Award from the Iowa Association of College Admission Counselors. Tom married his college sweetheart, Carla Barnes. Tom and Carla continue to support UD students through investments in scholarships. The Willoughbys reside in Castle Pines, Colorado, and enjoy the great outdoors, traveling and spending time with family and friends. They have 3 children, Thomas, Jason, and Aaron, and 5 grandchildren. Congratulations again, Tom Willoughby, for receiving this year's Professional Achievement Award.
Morning, everyone. I have to tell you, I feel nothing but gratitude today. I've been blessed throughout my life, and for those who really helped and supported me along the way. And I'm really grateful and humbled to receive this award, and quite frankly, I was surprised when I was selected. The University of Dubuque, when you really think about it, has so many wonderful alumni doing so many great things each and every day. And I want to congratulate all of the other award recipients today. Congratulations. I was the first in my family to go to college, thanks both to a scholarship that I received from the University of Dubuque and the sacrifices that my mother and my father made on my behalf, especially my mother. When I was living in New York with them, my dad didn't think it was possible for me to go to college financially. But my mother she'd have nothing to do with that. And she persevered, and she went out. She was a stay-at-home mom. She went out and got a job in a lamp factory on an assembly line to help put a package of dollars together to make it possible for me to come to the University of Dubuque. With her help and with the help of the university, with the music scholarship that I received to attend here, and with the Basic Educational Opportunity Grant, which is now called the Pell Grant, and work study, we were able to make that dream possible. I enrolled at the University of Dubuque having never seen the campus. Visiting campus from New York just wasn't an option given the cost. But enrolling here clearly was the best thing that ever happened to me. I'm so grateful for the enriching college experience that I had here and the many wonderful faculty, staff, and students who impacted my life. And being a member of the Mu Sigma Beta fraternity was a huge highlight for me. It's allowed me to have lifelong friendships that remain today. UD is where I met my amazing wife, Carla, and class of '74. We'll be married 50 years next May. And Carla is one of the most giving people unselfish people I've ever known, who continually puts others before self. I married up for sure. But it's actually homecoming of let me think here. Well, it's 53 years ago this homecoming weekend that we had our first date. So it's kind of cool to be back here right now. UD is where I started my career in admissions and enrollment management, thanks to Cliff Bunning, who at the time was the Dean of Admission here. He was a wonderful leader, mentor, and in many ways has been like a father to me, and we continue to stay in touch all the time. UD is where my sister Susan Myers would enroll 12 years after I did. She tells me that she felt like she was robbed that I went off to college when she was only 6 years old. So many years later, she followed me here and also has made Dubuque her home. But Dubuque is where our three amazing children were born, Tom, Jay, and Aaron, and all three are in professions that serve the public good, and Carla and I couldn't be more proud of them. You know, I also want to recognize a couple of more individuals that really helped me along the way, but one was John Davison, Johnny D. And he and I, the 10 years that I did work here, we actually became lunch buddies and worked out during lunch. He even talked me into becoming a basketball official for some of the freshman games here before the varsity games, so that was a treat. But anyway, I also want to recognize Dave Reese, who at the time I was here was the chaplain, who also was a speech professor and advisor to the Musigs and was just a great influence and mentor for me. And I also want to recognize Katie Krause. Katie, so impressed with your commitment to UD and its alumni, to Mary Beth Tice, great ambassador for this university and who has become a dear, dear friend to Carla and I. You know, I had a wonderful career in higher education and had the wonderful opportunity to serve three very distinct universities, all private, with missions aligned well with my own values. And all three, coincidentally, began with the letter D. University of Dubuque, Drake University, and the University of Denver. And I was from Deer Park, New York. But having been in higher education for 47 years, I would be remiss to not recognize the dramatic transformation that has taken place here at the University of Dubuque. Over the years, with the commitment and leadership of President Bullock, Board Chair Joe Clapity, and the rest of the Board of Trustees, it's quite stunning what has taken place here, given the enormous challenges the university faced in the 80s and the 90s. And I'll tell you, being in higher education as long as I've been, when I would be out and about at conferences, no matter where I was, people were talking about this place and what was happening here with the leadership of President Bullock. So thank you. But I just want to say I'm just so proud to be an alum of this institution, and I want to thank everyone for this recognition. I don't know if this will fit in the suitcase.
Congratulations, Tom. Our next award is the Award of Merit, which is given to Sade Pointer Swedenhjelm.
Sade Pointer Swedenhjelm graduated from the University of Dubuque in 2015 with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice and sociology. While at UD, Sade was involved in many organizations, including Phi Theta Psi, TRIO, Justice Force, and was a first-year experienced mentor. She served as a resident assistant, student ambassador, participated in intramurals, and was a member of the track and field team. During her senior year, Sade was named the 2015 University of Dubuque Student of the Year. After graduation, Sade was hired by the Dubuque Police Department and attended the Iowa Law Enforcement Academy. While working for the Dubuque Police Department, she became the first female on the Tactical Entry Team, SWAT, the first black female firearms instructor in Iowa, and has served as a lead recruiter, peer support, field training officer on the Crisis Intervention Team, has held multiple instructor positions, and serves the community as a school resource officer. Sade was honored to receive a Police Commendation Award in 2018 for her actions during a call where a fellow police officer had an emergent medical incident. Giving back to her community, Sade is involved with organizations such as Shop with a Cop, Cop on a Rooftop, Toys for Tots, and Iowa Special Olympics. Sade will often be seen around campus and enjoys being a mentor for UD students in the criminal justice program. In 2019, Sade married her college sweetheart, Joseph Swedenhjelm, in Blades Chapel at the University of Dubuque. They welcomed their first child, Liam, in 2022. Congratulations, Sade, on being this year's recipient of the Award of Merit.
All right, so bear with me. I'm not a public speaker, which is why I became a cop. Thank you to my husband, Joe. You have put up with me and my crazy work schedule from the start. You have always remained the rocket support system I need to be successful. I love you. They say it takes a village to raise a child. I want to thank my village, Heddens, Smiths, Charbonneaus, Pointers, and Swedenhjelms. You guys have treated me like your own, and without you guys, I wouldn't be here. Thank you. To my UD people, Mama Verna, Mama Kay, Keisha, Kim, Phil, Ben, Professor Hebner, and President Bullock, and everyone else who stood behind me, thank you, and congratulations to all the award winners today, a lot of well-deserving people. I'm honored to be receiving this award. UD is a huge part of why I'm able to put on the uniform every week and give it my all. Back in 2011, UD took a chance on a very broken girl, a girl who knew nothing about college, a girl who had no idea what her future held, a girl who listed a business address as her permanent address because she didn't have a place to call home. UD had 4 simple words for me: we believe in you. We believe in you. A simple phrase that was foreign to me, but like a typical 18-year-old, I said, sure, whatever, and continued on. UD offers their students an unbelievable amount of tools to be successful. All they wanted was for me to meet them in the middle. I just need to put in the work by taking advantage of the opportunities they offered. Little did I know, in doing this, I would meet so many people and have so many new experiences that will ultimately mold me into the person I am today. In 2015, I did what I thought was the unthinkable, the thing I'd never seen anyone else in my family do. I graduated college with not 1, but 2 degrees. It was at that time I made a commitment to myself. No matter what my next steps are in life, I will help people see the potential in themselves. Because if UD could believe in me, a girl who came from nothing, then it was detrimental I return the favor to those who I encounter. When I joined the Dubuque Police Department, I knew I would encounter a lot of people who was likely seeing me on the worst day of their life. My job was to plant the seed of hope. Let them know that although today was not what they hoped for, tomorrow is a new opportunity. And when I see them again, I make it a point to ask them, how are you doing? And let them know that I believe in them. I never met a police officer that looked like me. I never saw a female on the SWAT team, and I rarely saw female firearms instructors. A dream, dedication, determination, with a sprinkle of this newfound belief in myself has guided me to accomplish some of the hardest things to do in law enforcement, regardless of your gender. It might not come easy, it might not happen right away, but the sky's the limit, so never give up on your goals. So although it's awesome to be here today receiving this award, the true award is having a positive impact on those I encounter and helping those achieve their goals. Most importantly, believing in those who don't believe in themselves. Thank you to UD, my village, DPD, friends, family, coworkers, and the citizens of Dubuque. Last but not least, go Spartans. Thank you.
Congratulations, Sade. Our next award is the Service to Community Award, which is being given to Mike Olbel.
Mike Olbel graduated from the University of Dubuque in 2008 with a bachelor's degree in sociology and criminal justice. During his time at UD, Mike participated in football, was a member of Omega Psi Phi fraternity, was a Went Character Scholar and was a resident assistant. After graduating, he received his Master of Science in Interdisciplinary Graduate Studies with a focus on business administration, public policy, and psychology from Iowa State University in 2010. After graduation, Mike worked as a youth mentor focusing on social and emotional development of at-risk youth in South Florida, where Mike founded the nonprofit organization Team Saving Our Youth in 2012. Aimed at early childhood education, eradicating juvenile delinquency through the development of positive decision-making and life skills, Team Saving Our Youth has impacted the lives of over 2,000 youth, giving them the ability and confidence to take ownership in the trajectory of their lives. Additionally, Mike is the president and chief executive officer of Community-Based Connections Incorporated, a nonprofit human services organization with expertise in delivering youth development, family strengthening, and community empowerment services to hard-to-serve populations. Through his efforts, Mike raises $3 million annually for education and other charity purposes. Mike has received several recognitions for his service to his community. He received the 211 Award for Youth Collective Impact and was one of Legacy South Florida magazine's top most influential and powerful individuals in South Florida. Mike married his college sweetheart, Kristen Swift Olbel, in 2014. They are the proud parents of two beautiful children, Mikelange II and Julia. Mike and his family reside in Pompano Beach, Florida. Congratulations, Mike, on receiving this year's Service to Community Award.
So, good morning. All right, I'm going to try that again. I know we're in the Midwest. I'm from Florida originally. So I'm going to try that again because I know we're up and live at it. Good morning. All right, thank you. So this is a good time where I say if you've ever been to a Southern Baptist church, the preacher say, hey, I'm getting ready to close. This is it, which means I got 5 minutes, right? So that way I remind myself that I need to hurry up. Look, I can't do this without my Lord and Savior. And so I'm grateful for God for all that he have given me, all he continue to give me, and how he have positioned me for his divine vision and promotion. To my mother, Mom, I love you so much. Everything that you have given me is made who I am. President Bullock, I don't know about you, but there's something special about meeting your significant other here at University of Dubuque. I don't know about y'all, but I think there's something in the waters here in the UD. Everybody meets their sweethearts here. I met my sweetheart, my friend, my business partner, my investor, my all, my everything. Kristen Olbel, I love you dearly. And to my son and daughter, I love you very much. Listen, we brought a whole bunch of people here from Florida, and I knew we was the oddball because everybody like, wow, you're bringing all these people from Florida? Like, yeah. So to all my family, my brother Johnny, my mentor TC from high school, everybody, my cousin Tracy, Nellie, Mama Dodge, my father-in-law, Tom Swift, and Greg, Uncle, and everyone. I thank you all for traveling, and some of you are from here from Iowa. But I thank you all for being here, because you all are my installation, and I appreciate all that you do for me. I got to give thanks to the University of Dubuque for giving me this opportunity, because I was that young boy whose parents migrated for Haiti in search of an opportunity for their kids. We hear a lot about what American dream is today. And what you have in front of you today is the American dream. There's a lot happening in our political world. But if we stay true to our core values of what family is, every day that we wake up, that's what stands true to us. And so that little boy who parents migrated from Haiti to come here, that University of Dubuque saw an opportunity. I tore my ACL coming out of high school, lost my scholarship to other schools, and UD gave me a chance. And I'm grateful for that chance. Because in that chance, I got a 4-year college degree. In that chance, I became a RA, resident assistant. In that chance, I joined the Omega Psi Phi fraternity, where I have a lifetime of brotherhood. And several of us still meet on a weekly basis in Florida. And we all came up here to UD for a chance, an opportunity. So when we talk about the American dream, when we talk about the dream that still lives on, that our forefathers founded, it stands before you. Because still in that chance that we had the opportunity to mentor other students that was coming up. I'm happy to see my classmate. I'm happy to see Barbara. Yes, I was one of those folks who ate dinner at Barbara's house, who was here on Thanksgiving, and Barbara would bring me a box of food. And I'll be like, oh, you on time. God is on time. But I'm reminded of what service is. Because honestly, service is your rent that you pay to be here on earth. And we have lost sight of that. And studying worldview here at UD, I haven't. I never have, and I never will. Because I learned through that seminar class that the world is so much bigger than me. The world is sometimes the person who you pay for at the grocery line who's about $5 short and just don't have it to make it over the hump. My worldview is helping that mother, single mother, who's trying to make rent and just came up $500 short and just stroking the check to help them. But this is, again, all a part of the American dream. So when we talk about service to community, I'm reminded of those who have paved the way before me. I'm reminded of those who have transformed and transitioned lives. I have heard many of my former alums speak about giving back. The only way we move our country together forward is by giving back. Is to realize there's nothing that keeps us, there's so much that can keep us apart. But I promise you, we are so much stronger together. Regardless of our race, regardless of our economic status, regardless who we know, who we don't know, regardless of our political positions, we are stronger together than we are apart. And so when I think about that, I'm giving myself 2 more minutes to close. When I think about that, right, that we live in a world where change starts within us, how we view each other, how we love on each other, how we promote each other, all starts within. It starts at your dinner table with your friends. It starts at the breakfast, the coffee meetings you attend. That's what change, that's what brings on change. And so I truly close with this, that we must always expand the option that changes the odds. Because, you have your kids coming tomorrow. You have grandkids, you have nieces and nephews. There's a legacy that we have. And we all are entitled to make sure they get the same positive experience that they deserve, that you once had, that you still experience to this day. And so I'm grateful, President Bullock, that you gave me a chance. I'm grateful that I got a chance to play for UD as a football player here. But I think my proudest moment here at UD is to know that you have opened doors for so many other folks to come forth and be a part of this journey. That's my proudest moment. To know there will be another Mikelange that come one day. To know there will be someone that's stronger and better. To know that there will be another president that say, you know what, they started something special here. And I got to tell you, I got a chance to see my name on a brick. Y'all, my mother started crying. I was trying to hold back tears. My mentor started crying. Who would have known, right? But when your parents take a chance on you, they come here, follow the policy of the land and become U.S. citizens. When they come here and give you their best. I remember not having much, and my mother would literally take the clothes we don't have much of and send it back to Haiti. And I'm like, Mom, what are you doing? I only have 5 outfits. And she always said, there's someone that have less than you. And I'm reminded of that someone that have less than you. And my father, who always say, son, your last name is all you have. Well, Dad, I hope I made you proud, because that last name is on a brick here at University of Dubuque. And thank you, UD.
Congratulations, Mike. Our next award is the Volunteer Recognition Award, which is being given this year to David Proudfoot and Jan Lombardi.
David Proudfoot and Jan Lombardi met as students at UD and have remained friends ever since. Jan graduated from the University of Dubuque in 1972 with a bachelor's degree in psychology. While at UD, he was the assistant editor of the 1972 Key Yearbook and managed the campus radio station. Jan received his master's degree in applied psychology at Loras College in 1994. In his professional career, Jan was an on-air personality for KDTH radio and has spent the past 30 years working as a therapist in the greater Dubuque area. Jan married his college sweetheart, Joanne Hartman, in 1975. Together they have 2 sons, Michael and Robert, and 2 grandsons. Jan and Joanne reside in Dubuque, Iowa. David Proudfoot graduated from the University of Dubuque in 1973 with a bachelor's degree in business administration. While at UD, he was involved in Alpha Phi Omega, was the advertising manager and disc jockey for the campus radio station, and played intramural basketball. David received his Master's of Business Administration at Keller Graduate School of Management in 1985. In 1977, David began a career in finance and banking, eventually serving as Vice President of Banking at several large financial institutions. David and his wife, Mary Ann, have been married since 1976 and enjoy traveling. They are committed to helping UD students through scholarship support and reside in Wheaton, Illinois. In February 2016, David and Jan visited the University of Dubuque. Amazed by the campus and having enjoyed their time reminiscing, they believed it should be an experience for all alumni to enjoy. Hence, the then and now homecoming tours were developed. Now known as the Homecoming Tour Guides, David and Jan's strong knowledge of the university's history and passion for the school was imperative in creating a meaningful tour, filled with fun and history. Following the pandemic, David and Jan filmed a virtual campus tour that is still enjoyed today by alumni and friends. Congratulations, David and Jan, this year's Volunteer Recognition Award recipients.
Jan is a very introverted person, very shy. That's why I picked him to help me with the tours.
You're just persuasive, that's it.
That's right. Jan and I both thank the University of Dubuque for this award, and we also thank Katie Krause and Mary Beth Tice, for without their support and encouragement, tours might not have gotten off of the ground way back in 2016. Although I was the initial spark in developing tours, the histories developed by Jan and Bob Jones, who graduated in 1970, as well as the very detailed history contained in Al Stratmeyer's book, Child of the Church, provided the history portion of the tours. I have very fond memories of my time on campus in the early 1970s and reminisce each time I walk through the campus. I have been friends with Jan and Joanne, his wife, since 1971, having first met them in the student union. At that time, the university did not fund the student yearbook, so Jan and Bob Jones formed a not-for-profit corporation to publish the 1972 Key Yearbook. In order to form this corporation, they needed a business manager. Jan convinced me, because I was a business major, to be that person, even though he did not know at the time that I was about to flunk accounting. Despite that fact, and see, he still didn't know until now. Despite that fact, I learned a lot about business and developed two good friends. I suppose you could say working on the Key was the start of tours, and through the years I've always felt that if there was such an award back then, Jan and Bob should have gotten the Volunteer Recognition Award in 1972. The university has come a long way since we graduated, experiencing both financial hardship and the joys of persevering to what the university has become today. The buildings and campus are impressive, but the quality of a student's education that you've heard somewhat today by some of the speakers is really more impressive than all of the buildings that we have on campus. I look forward to seeing the university continue to prosper in the coming years. Thank you again for this award on behalf of Jan and myself. And by the way, I did pass accounting eventually.
Good, good. I didn't know that.
Congratulations, David and Jan. Our next award is the Veterans Award for Distinguished Service, which is being given to Les Sonksen.
Les Sonksen graduated from the University of Dubuque in 1952 with a bachelor's degree in economics. During his time at UD, Les was a member of Phi Omicron fraternity, Alpha Phi Omega fraternity, Student Council, Spartan Club, Student Christian Association, and was a college photographer for the Key Yearbook Q and the university's public relations office. Prior to attending UD, Les enlisted in the U.S. Navy. While at boot camp in 1946, Les was assigned to Company 128H. Soon after, he attended Yeoman School in San Diego and was assigned to Service Squadron 2 in Norfolk, Virginia. In 1947, Les was issued a waiver, so he went on to work at the John Deere factory in Waterloo, Iowa, and enrolled at the University of Dubuque in 1948. He went on to earn his master's degree in business education at the University of Northern Colorado in 1961. Les dedicated the next 29 years to teaching at public high schools. Les's military commitment continued in 1953 when he joined the Naval Reserve Training Center and became a photojournalist, publishing monthly newsletters and writing interest stories. Before discharge, he was flown to the USS Enterprise CVAN 65, where he photographed over 250 officers and enlisted sailors, wrote stories for each person, and shared them with local newspapers. Les retired with over 30 years of Navy service as a Chief Petty Officer in April 1976. In 1951, Les married his college sweetheart, the late Beverly Vanderlip. Together, they had 4 children, Donna, Nancy, Deborah, and the late Mark Sonksen. They have 5 grandchildren and 7 great-grandchildren. In October 2019, Les married fellow alumna Arliss Kennegator Williams. Les and Arliss reside in Dubuque, Iowa, and continue to attend as many UD functions as possible and support and invest in students through scholarships. Congratulations, Les, this year's recipient of the Veterans Award for Distinguished Service.
My wife says I need to speak into the mic so she can hear me. But drums. Would you like a little romance story this morning? 1947. Delbert Williams from Stockton, Illinois, dated Beverly Vanderlip from Dubuque. In 1948, I come along and I see this beautiful co-ed, so I had to ask her for a date. And that first date was roller skating, for the reason that I wanted to be able to hold her hand and put my arm around her waist. I'm not no dummy. And so we had our first date and several dates following that. And then we started dating other individuals. 1950, Arliss accepted a date from Delbert Williams, and they became a couple. They got married in 1952, and after she graduated. I met Beverly, but she was already engaged to a student from Loris. But she was my tutor in German. For 8 months, we met every week for 2 days, and she helped me get my grades from Dr. Crocker at that time, from F's and D's to A's and B's. And so it really paid off to have that tutor. We became great friends, but at the end of 8 months, she came in one day and she said, I broke off my engagement. I said, does that mean that if I ask you for a date that you can accept it? And she says, yes, it means that if you ask me for a date, I can accept it. And so I did. And so I think 3 of my daughters are here today. They took the resource and time to come here. I also have 1 granddaughter, my only granddaughter. We have 4 grandsons. And 2 of my great-grandchildren are here. And I just thank you for all coming for this occasion. You read my bio, I guess, and they shared a lot of it. But I had a very unique boot camp experience, very unusual. Started with a very bumpy ride in a Navy bus all the way from Waterloo to Great Lakes. Took us 6.5 hours. In those days, you know, we just had the little 2-lane highway between here and Waterloo, and going through all the towns and having to stop and so forth. But we got to the base, we missed chow, so we had to go to bed hungry. No boot, we didn't get our sea bag full of all of our goodies, our towels and bedding and blankets. So we slept in our clothes that night. Next morning we went to eat at the mess hall. They wouldn't let us in because we had civilian clothes on. And we told the security men that were at the door the story about coming in too late and couldn't get our sea bags and all our clothes and everything. So consequently, as we were arguing, all the other men just went past us. They went on in. And so he said, okay, go ahead. But he said, the next time, come in with your uniform. Okay. So we went home went back to our barracks after lunch. We asked, couldn't we get our sea bag? Nope, you got to go to class. 8 o'clock class. There they issued us the Bible of the Navy, Blue Jackets Manual. And we had to read the first 2 chapters for 2 hours. We practically memorized it. That's, I guess it was the idea. Take a test and then you could only miss 1 question. If not, you had to study another hour and take the test again and so forth. Well, I had 1 wrong, so I went back and I said, can I go get my sea bag? And all of us, and so we were allowed to go get our sea bags finally, and then go back and dress into our Navy clothes, get rid of all our civilian clothes. That was the only thing we were asked to take with us. And they threw it all in the hamper, and we were told that that was cleaned and then was sold at the PX as civilian clothes to other sailors. So my clothes got recycled. They shaved off our hair the first day, and then we had to go over to a sink, and they said, hold out your hand. They put something that really smelled horrible. And they said, wash your head. I said, why? They said, we have to wash everybody's head because somebody had lice somewhere along the way. So everybody had to wash their head with this horrible stuff. Next day we got our shots. And instead of, and those of you who in medical field probably will grimace at this, they took the gun and they shot one arm, next person, next person, next person, never sterilized the needle. Well, somebody before us had jaundice, and that needle was infected, and so all of us who got shots after that came down with jaundice. Horrible. So weak, 3 days of incubation. You finally, if you were walking, some of the guys just fell flat on their face in the snow. So consequently, they picked them up with a truck and took them to sick bay, and they diagnosed all of them with jaundice, and so they figured there were others who had it. And I was just as weak as I could just barely get the energy to do any marching and raising up our wooden rifles. So we were put into quarantine into a, and there they gave us a little bottle of alcohol with a needle stuck in it. And the nurse would come along and she would pull that needle out and put it on a syringe. Somebody's calling me. And so, and for 53 shots in my butt with the same needle. Why they were so stingy with needles, I have no idea. On the 34th shot, that needle was so dull that the rest of the shots felt like a pencil was shoved into my butt. It was horrible. And some of the younger nurses would slap one side of your cheek and then put the needle in the other, and you really didn't feel it. But some of the other nurses that probably could be my mother at that time just pinched it and just shoved that needle in. Oh, man. Did that ever hurt? Did that ever hurt? Well, as I said, it was a very unique experience. We couldn't, first couple of days, so weak, you couldn't even stand to go to the bathroom. And so the nurses put a rope around your waist, under your arm, and put the wrap over their shoulder, and you'd walk lockstep into the bathroom. Now, can you imagine standing at the urinal with a beautiful nurse behind you holding you up, trying to take a pee? It really does something to your masculinity, I can assure you. It just shaved right some of it off. Yeah. So that was the first couple of days, and then it took about 4 days before that, all that penicillin that we were receiving finally killed enough of the bug in your body that you had enough energy to walk. And so that was quite an experience, I thought. And so at the end of 34 days in the hospital, we were formed into hospital units. And the other companies, we were called a hospital company. And we were all weak, and we were taking calisthenics in order to get belt strength. And all the other ones that were marching out on the parade field would say, "Hi there, sickies, how are you doing?" So we were called the sickies. Well, that was some of my experience of boot camp. I thought very unusual. Again, I thank you. I wrote all the other thank yous that have been given and all the gratitudes. I'll just roll them all up together and say ditto. but I am very thankful for Command Sergeant Ernst. I know had a lot to do with this because he sent me an email one day and said, "Send me your bio of your military." I had no idea what he was. Eventually ended up with this today. And I'm so appreciative of that fact because there are so many veterans who are alumni of this college that I feel a great honor. Thank you.
Congratulations, Les. Every once in a while, we try to pull off a surprise, and today that is just what we're doing. We did not allow our next honoree the option to say no to this much-deserved recognition. Linda Calapity, congratulations on your honorary Alumna Award, and welcome to the UD class of 2023.
Linda is a champion for education and is devoted to making the world a better place. Little did she know how much time she would spend in Dubuque after finding her match in our forever Spartan, Joe Clapity, who graduated in the class of 1968. As a first-generation college student herself, she is dedicated to ensuring the University of Dubuque remains a place of hope, opportunity, and promise for our students. There is not a piece of campus that remains untouched from Linda and Joe's generosity and belief in this mission. We are grateful for Linda and her passion for serving others. She is a shining example for our students by demonstrating what it means to be dedicated to service and living a purposeful life. Linda, we are delighted to officially welcome you into the alumni family by making you an honorary alumna. Welcome to the class of 2023. Congratulations, Linda.
I'm not really a public speaker. I stood in front of a classroom for 27 years, and I think I said all I have to say at that time. So thank you very much. This is quite an honor. Thank you.
As a part of this award, Stan is letting her call the first
Congratulations, Linda. And finally, we have one more surprise award. Deb Martin, congratulations on your honorary Alumna Award, and welcome to the class of 2023.
Deb officially joined the UD family when she found her match in true blue Spartan, Jim Martin, who graduated in the class of 1967. An avid sports fan, you can usually find Deb in the stands at Chalmers Field or in Stolt Sports Center cheering on the Spartans, while Jim watches from his heavenly seat. We all miss Jim terribly, but Deb has been instrumental in making sure his legacy lives on at his beloved alma mater. Her support of the men's and women's golf teams through the Jim Martin Golf Studio and investments in the Multicultural Student Center in his name are true game changers for UD students. Devoted and dedicated to the UD mission, we are proud to honor Deb today, making her an honorary alumna of the University of Dubuque. Deb, welcome to the class of 2023 and congratulations.
I really don't know what I can say. I'm so honored, especially in my husband's name. He would be proud to call himself a Spartan. and I'm proud to call myself a semi-Spartan. He started bringing me here a long time ago, and I believe that I have truly have a UD family. I have a Madison family, a family, UD family, and everyone here has been so kind. About a month ago, I'll share this with you, I was driving to UD for a football game. And between here and Madison, I lost consciousness in my car, and I drove off the road and into the ditch. And to make a long story short, I got back to the University of Wisconsin Hospital, and I have AFib. Who figured? But somebody was in that riding shotgun for me that day. The Lord and Jim, I'm sure it was, both of them together. So I'm here, I'm glad to be here, and I hope I can come back many more times. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Deb. I would now like to welcome President Bullock forward to share some closing remarks.
Thank you, Katie. And first of all, let's congratulate all of our recipients and awardees together. Secondly, Katie, we would like to just thank you and your entire team for, the orchestration of homecoming and what it has become over these years is just nothing short of miraculous. And thanks to your leadership and the leadership and coordination of your team, we get to experience this wonderful time together. So thank you. Thank you. Just real quickly for some closing remarks, I was not ever in a boot camp, so I don't have any, I didn't have to worry about needles, I didn't have to worry about these other things. I have to say that will be one of my most memorable of 26 years. Acceptance speeches I've ever heard. It's left this indelible mark, and I'm a visual person, and I'm never going to forget it. So anyway, this is it's been a special weekend, and it's special because all of you are here, and I hope you get a sense during your time here of just really it is the University of Dubuque is a very special place. With an incredibly important mission that will last in perpetuity so long as those of us who are part of this university and its mission continue to invest in it. Invest in our time, invest in our talent, invest with our treasure. That's what we're about. The other second piece about what's so important about this university, contrasting to a lot of what we see happening in the world today, is that we're centered around a core set of values that we believe in. And not only we believe in, that part of our purpose here with our students and with each one of us who have the privilege of working here is that we try to kind of embody those values in our daily life, in our weekly life, the lives of our communities, our families, and our world. That's really the secret sauce that keeps the university moving forward and keeps us, I believe, not just relevant for the future or pertinent for the future, but incredibly important for the future of this world, of our country, and our society. So that sounds pretty highbrow on the one hand, but we believe it, we live it, and it's because of all of you that we can do it and continue to do it well in the future. So thank you, Katie. Thank you for all of you being here, recipients, for your good work. Keep up the good work. Linda, you're calling the first play. Deb, you get to call the second play, and let's beat Buena Vista. Go Spartans! Thank you.
Thank you, President Bullock. Let's give one more big round of applause for our 2023 Alumni Award recipients. Once again, thank you all for being here today. We hope that you have had a great homecoming so far, and there's a lot more fun to come. Congratulations again. It's our honor to recognize all of our wonderful Spartans. I have just a couple housekeeping notes before we head out for the tailgate and the football game. Award recipients will be doing some photos following the ceremony, so if you could hang around for those with your guests, that would be great. The photos from the ceremony and all of homecoming will be shared on our photo sharing site, where you can view, download, and print any photos you'd like, so you'll have access to all of those. And I encourage you to all go out, enjoy the tailgate, the beautiful weather, the football game, and all the other celebrations yet to come today. And remember, it's always a great day to be a Spartan. Thank you.